Hello, I'm Julian Northbrook from doingenglish.com. Randy Porsche, the sadly dead now, actually, for about a decade, American computer scientist, famously said, if you don't get the fundamentals right, the fancy stuff isn't going to work. Nothing could be further from the truth, really, when it comes to anything, any kind of skill, any kind of activity, any kind of pursuit. If you haven't taken the time to master the fundamentals, anything that you layer on top of that really just isn't gonna work very well. And this is especially true for something like speaking English as a second language. A lot of people will make the mistake of believing that because they've got to a certain point, if they want to go beyond that, if they want to reach the so-called advanced stage of speaking English as a second language, what they need to do is start to study advanced English. Big, complicated sounding words, rare grammar constructions, and what they actually do is completely the opposite of what they're intending to do. They actually make themselves just sound confusing and actually show themselves up as non-native speakers of English and sound more unnatural than they did in the first place. Because not only are they using these big complicated words that even a lot of native speakers really aren't sure about, and grammar constructions that are pretty rare, which means they end up sounding unnatural as well, but because they haven't mastered the fundamentals, they also make a lot of mistakes that are very, very basic and, again, just show themselves up as being far, far lower a level than they want to be. Advanced knowledge is not about learning advanced stuff. Or to put it another way, a basic knowledge of advanced English does not make you advanced. An advanced knowledge of basic English does. Nail down the fundamentals, really master the basics, and that will take you much, much further. Case in point, and this is just an example, because unless you're already a member, you don't have access to this, but recently in my Extraordinary English Speakers group, where every week I do a new lesson to study, basically we take dialogues and conversations and I analyze those in minute detail, explaining all the phrases and expressions, the chunks of English, and the social dynamics that are happening between people and how they are using language to do certain things in those conversations. And recently I've been working on a new series that I am tentatively, loosely calling an advanced look at the basics. And when we did the first one, which was essentially a conversation between a person in the supermarket and the lady on the till. That's the register, the checkout, for those of you in the US. So I guess we call it the checkout here in Ireland, the UK as well, but on the till. And a couple of my members commented, when I first saw this lesson, I thought, Julian, what are you doing? Like, this is far below us. This is far too basic for us. Like, we don't need a lesson that teaches you how to speak English, like in the supermarket. But those same people said that when they actually went through the lesson, and they realized just how deep and some of the subtle things that we're doing in those conversations that they never knew about, never noticed previously, that they realized that actually even these basic conversations go much, much, much deeper than you would actually first realize. Because native speakers are doing a lot of things in conversations, very, very subtle things to build rapport with other people, to make connections with other people, to, again, do certain things in conversations. And language is a huge part of how we do this. So understanding what people are saying and really knowing how to understand them and engage with them in conversation, that's two very, very different things. And just learning a load of fancy sounding words ain't gonna help you to do that. No, it's about nailing down, mastering the fundamentals. And only then can you start to layer on more, difficult sounding stuff, knowing when it's appropriate to do so and exactly what it's going to do in that conversation. So, if you want to speak advanced English, master the basics, master the fundamentals. Now, if you're interested in Extraordinary English Speakers, if you don't know how to join already, you're probably not eligible. You've got to finish my Master English Fast Accelerator course before before you can join Extraordinary English Speakers. Really, it's the graduate program. It's for people who graduate MEFA and want continued help, support, lessons over time from me. However, if you're interested in MEFA or you're interested in my lessons, courses, methods in general, head over to doingenglish.com/free training and check out my free introductory training, which is really just going to teach you, I guess, the fundamentals of everything that I teach in my courses. That's doingenglish.com/free training. This is me, Julian Northbrook, signing out from this video. Bye-bye. How do I stop this? There we go.